Stop scrolling. Stop making excuses. Stop lying to yourself. Right now, you are settling while someone else is out there stealing your future. Do you feel that? That itch in your gut? That burning anger that screams, I'm meant for more. That's your destiny trying to punch you awake. And if you ignore it, it will crush you. You think you're working hard. Think again. You're working like a human when you were born to dominate, like a titan. You've got dreams. Good. Most people have dreams, but dreams without action are nothing but nightmares waiting to happen. And today we're going to tear apart every excuse, obliterate every limit, and show you what it takes to operate at a level most people won't even imagine. Listen closely. This isn't just another motivational video. This is a call to war, a battle cry for the restless, the hungry, the ones who are tired of watching life happen to them while everyone else wins. Every second you hesitate, someone else is grabbing what could have been yours. I'm about to give you 6 explosive, no-holds-barred, powerhouse truths that will ignite a fire so intense your laziness won't stand a chance. We're taking action that shatters limits, belief systems that demand more, and a 10 times mentality that refuses to quit. By the end of this video, you won't be the same. You'll either take control or fade into mediocrity. And I promise you, mediocrity is not an option. Listen to me and hear this with full volume. You're not tired. You're underworked. Most people walk around acting like they've survived a war when all they've done is send 2 emails, drink 3 coffees, and complain about their busy day. Let's get brutally honest. You haven't even scratched the surface of your potential. You think you're exhausted? Try being broke. Try being stuck. Try watching your dreams rot because you didn't show up. That's what real exhaustion feels like. You say, I'm tired. No, you're not. What you are is untrained. You're out of shape spiritually, mentally, financially, and professionally. Because you've never pushed hard enough to build any real endurance. The pain you're feeling isn't fatigue, it's the discomfort of stepping 1 inch outside your comfort zone. Winners know the difference. Losers don't. Think of every highly successful person you admire. Grant Cardone, Kobe Bryant, Elon Musk, Cristiano Ronaldo. These people don't talk about being tired. They don't romanticize burnout. They outwork every person in the room until there is no competition left. That's why they win. Grant didn't build a billion-dollar real estate empire by taking naps every time he felt overwhelmed. He didn't scale 10 times by checking out when things got uncomfortable. He just kept pushing, kept showing up, kept multiplying his effort until the world had to take him seriously. And you can't tell me you're tired when you've never even hit your top gear. I talk to people who say, I'm doing my best. Really? Your best? Your best isn't a result. It's an excuse you use to avoid leveling up. Your best is just a story you tell yourself to justify staying average. You know what real effort looks like? It looks like waking up early when nobody's watching. It looks like working late when your friends are chilling. It looks like studying, learning, grinding, failing, restarting, and pushing even harder the second time. Most people don't lack energy. They lack purpose. They lack urgency. They lack clarity. And when you don't know what you're chasing, every step feels heavy. But when you're locked in, when you know your target, your mission, your obsession, suddenly 14-hour days feel like warm-ups. You are not tired. You are uninspired. And that's dangerous because inspiration can be fixed. But laziness disguised as fatigue, that becomes a lifestyle. Here's the truth nobody wants to tell you. You don't need rest. You need momentum. You need a win. You need action. Big, loud, aggressive action. A lion doesn't rest because it's tired. It rests because the hunt is done. Finish something, close something, achieve something. And suddenly you'll feel more energy than you've had in months. Your exhaustion is a lie. Your potential is real. Your capacity is unlimited. But you'll never see it if you keep tapping out at the first sign of discomfort. So here's your new rule. Write it down. Tattoo it on your forehead. I don't care. When you feel tired, push. When you feel overwhelmed, execute. When you feel like stopping, go harder. When the world thinks you're done, prove them wrong. You want to operate at 10 times? Then stop settling for 1 time's effort. No billionaire, no champion, no leader got where they are by being tired. They got there by being relentless. This is your moment. This is your wake-up call. This is the day you stop acting like you're exhausted and start acting like you're built for war. You're not tired. You've just never met the strongest version of yourself yet. Time to introduce them. Let's clear something right now. Your biggest enemy isn't fear, failure, or rejection. It's comfort. Comfort is the silent killer. Comfort is the dream destroyer. Comfort is the invisible prison that keeps you poor, average, and stuck exactly where you are. You think drugs are addictive? Try comfort. Once you get hooked on comfort, you stop fighting, you stop chasing, you stop growing. You turn into a spectator in your own life, watching other people dominate while you stay in the same spot year after year. Let me hit you with a hard truth. Comfort is where potential goes to die. You can't grow inside your comfort zone. You can't scale from your comfort zone. You can't dominate anything while you're sitting on the couch, scrolling your phone like you're allergic to progress. Every person you admire, every millionaire, billionaire, elite athlete, world-class performer, they all did one thing differently. They ran toward discomfort while you're running away from it. Grant Cardone didn't create the 10 times rule from a place of ease. He built it from adversity, risk, pressure, and relentless action. He didn't wait to feel ready. He didn't look for the perfect moment. He created the moment. He used discomfort as fuel, not as an excuse. And that's exactly what you need to do. Let me spell it out for you. Comfort keeps you small. Discomfort makes you powerful. Comfort says, take it easy. Discomfort says, take control. Comfort whispers, you've done enough for today. Discomfort yells, you're not even close. Comfort tells you, play it safe. Discomfort tells you, take massive action and dominate. Comfort is toxic because it feels so good. It gives you just enough satisfaction to avoid growth, just enough safety to avoid risk, just enough mental numbness to avoid real change. You want to know why most people never win? Because they're fighting all the wrong battles. They fight hunger, fight early mornings, fight discipline, fight consistency, but they never fight comfort. And if you're not fighting comfort, you're losing. Let me give you a real-world example. Look at the gym. The entire business model depends on people choosing comfort over commitment. Millions sign up, full of energy and hype. But within weeks, comfort wins. People quit. They tell themselves they're busy, tired, not seeing results. No, they just return to the comfort they were addicted to. Success is the opposite of comfort. Success is pressure. Success is commitment. Success is showing up when it's raining, when you're tired, when you're stressed, when you don't feel like it. Because winners don't wait for comfort to show up. They show up regardless. You want a 10 times life? Then you need a 10 times discomfort threshold. Stop opting for easy. Stop settling for average. Stop choosing the soft option. Your future depends on how much discomfort you're willing to embrace today. You want to be rich? Get uncomfortable. You want a better body? Get uncomfortable. You want freedom? Get uncomfortable. You want domination? Get uncomfortable every single day. Let me tell you something you already know but refuse to accept. If you only do what's comfortable, you will never rise above where you are right now. Never. Not today. Not tomorrow. Not in 10 years. At the moment, the exact moment, you choose discomfort over comfort. Your entire life will shift because discomfort forces growth. Discomfort forces clarity. Discomfort forces action. Discomfort forces you to become the version of yourself that your comfortable self could never dream of. So here's your new mission. Chase the thing that scares you. Run toward the thing that stretches you. Do the thing that feels impossible. If comfort is your addiction, then discomfort is your rehab. Break out. Level up. Go 10 times. And don't stop until your comfort zone is nothing but a distant memory. Let me break your favorite myth right now. Talent is overrated. Discipline is undefeated. People love hyping talent because it gives them an excuse. Oh, he's naturally gifted. She's lucky. They were born with it. No. They were born with the same 24 hours you were. What separates them from you isn't talent, it's discipline. It's the ability to do the boring, the repetitive, the difficult, the unsexy work every single day without applause, without validation, without motivation. Talent is a spark. Discipline is the gasoline. The spark dies without fuel every time. Look at the real winners. Grant Cardone didn't build an empire because he was naturally good at sales. He built it because he out-trained, out-practiced, and out-disciplined every other salesperson in the room. He made more calls when everyone else was making excuses. He studied when others slept. He pushed when others paused. That's the difference. That's the edge. That's 10 times. Talent will make you good. Discipline will make you unstoppable. You know what talent gives you? A head start. That's it. A few meters advantage, but guess what? Most talented people lose because they rely on that head start while the discipline. Ones keep running, keep chasing, keep grinding until they pass everybody. I've seen unbelievably talented people waste their entire lives because they waited for motivation. And I've seen average people become monsters because they live by discipline. Here's the truth. Your habits are more important than your gifts. Your consistency is more important than your potential. Your discipline is more important than your intelligence. Think of the gym. The most shredded guy in the room isn't the one with the best genetics. It's the guy who shows up daily, rain or shine, tired or rested, motivated or not. He's disciplined, and discipline eats talent for breakfast. Same in business, same in studies, same in life. You know why you haven't unlocked your next level yet? It's not because you lack talent. It's because you haven't built the discipline required to access that level. Stop telling yourself you're not gifted. You don't need gifts. You need grit. Talent gives you potential. Discipline turns that potential into reality. Talent is inconsistent. Discipline is reliable. Talent fades. Discipline compounds. Every call you make, every hour you study, every rep you push out, they all stack. And sooner or later, discipline builds a beast so powerful that talent can't compete. Let me tell you something harsh. The world does not care how talented you are. Nobody is handing out trophies for potential. You get rewarded for execution, and execution is discipline in action. The market respects results, not excuses. And the people who win are the ones who can force themselves to take action even when they don't feel like it. You want to be dangerous? Become the person who does the work no matter what. You want to be unshakable? Build routines that don't depend on your mood. You want to be a 10 times operator? Then delete the idea that talent is enough. Talent alone makes you inconsistent. Discipline makes you inevitable. Here's your new rule, and tattoo this onto your mindset. If you can't control your habits, you can't control your future. Stop waiting for inspiration. Stop waiting for perfect conditions. Stop waiting to feel ready. You'll never feel ready. That's why disciplined people win. They move anyway. Talent might open the door, but discipline kicks it down and then locks you in the room until you've built something massive. This is your wake-up call. You don't need more talent. You need more discipline. Starting today, starting now. No breaks, no excuses. 10 times everything. Let me tell you something most people won't say because they're too scared to hurt your feelings. Your excuses are expensive, and the bill is coming in millions. Every time you say, I'll start tomorrow, you just threw away an opportunity. Every time you say, I'm too tired, you just killed momentum. Every time you say it's not the right time, you just delayed greatness. Your excuses aren't harmless. They're financial murder. People think excuses are just words. They're not. Excuses are decisions. Excuses are habits. Excuses are the walls you build around your own success, the brutal truth. Excuses are the single biggest reason people stay broke, average, and invisible. You don't need a better plan. You don't need more motivation. You don't need a mentor, a book, or a new pair of running shoes. You need to stop lying to yourself. Excuses are lies you tell your brain so your body doesn't have to move. Look at the top performers you admire. Grant Cardone didn't 10 times his life because he felt ready. He didn't wait for the perfect conditions. He didn't wait until he had money, confidence, clarity, or a safety net. He acted. He moved. He executed. He took responsibility for everything. That's why he scaled. That's why he dominates. That's why the world listens. Let me be direct. You can't scale your life with a mindset built on excuses. Every excuse doubles the distance between you and your goals. You think you're standing still? Wrong. You're drifting further away every day you hide behind excuses. I don't have time. Make time. I'm scared of failing. Fail faster. I don't know where to start. Start anywhere. I'm not ready. Nobody is. You know what excuses really are. They're comfort in disguise. They're fear dressed as logic. They're the voice of your average self trying to protect its identity. Your excuses are cheap, but the results they destroy are priceless. Let me give you a real-world example. Every day, people tell themselves they'll start a business someday. Someday never comes because someday is built entirely out of excuses, not action. Meanwhile, someone else started today, failed twice, got back up, worked harder, learned faster, and ended up owning the business that could have been yours. Your excuses cost you that. Excuses cost you money. Excuses cost you opportunities. Excuses cost you confidence. Excuses cost you momentum. Excuses cost you the life you secretly know you're capable of living. You want to know what's scarier than failure? Waking up at 60 years old, realizing your entire life was built on excuses. Regret is heavier than discipline every time, every day, for everyone. So here's your new rule. Every time you hear an excuse come out of your mouth, attack it, crush it. Replace it with action, because elite performers don't use excuses. They use pressure. They use urgency. They use obsession. You want a 10 times life, you better develop a zero excuse policy. You want millions? Eliminate excuses. You want domination? Eliminate excuses. You want freedom? Eliminate excuses. You cannot 10 times your life with a mindset that allows even one excuse to survive. You can have excuses or results, but you cannot have both. And the second you decide that excuses are no longer welcome in your life, that's the second you start moving toward millions. This is the point where average people stop. And this is the point where future winners push harder. Kill the excuses before they kill your future. Let's get one thing straight. Success doesn't go to the interested. It goes to the obsessed. People talk about balance, taking it easy, not overdoing it. Yeah. Show me one world-class performer who became number one by being balanced. You can't. Because balance creates average. Obsession creates monsters. The truth is simple. If you're not obsessed, you're not serious. If you're not obsessed, you're not hungry. If you're not obsessed, you're not even in the game. Obsession is the engine behind every 10 times move you'll ever make. Look at Grant Cardone. He didn't build an empire by being interested in success. He was obsessed. Obsessed with learning. Obsessed with selling. Obsessed with dominating his space. Obsessed with scaling, growing, expanding, and multiplying everything he touched. While normal people said, that's too much, he said, that's not enough. That's the mindset difference. That's why he's on top. That's why others stay invisible. Listen closely. Average people fear obsession. Winners live inside it. People will call you crazy. Let them. People will say you're doing too much. Thank them. People will say you're obsessed. Good. That's the highest compliment you'll ever receive. Because obsession means focus. Obsession means clarity. Obsession means you've locked onto a target so hard that the rest of the world becomes background noise. You know why most people never break out, never level up, never taste real success? Because they treat their goals like hobbies. They try, they hope, they wish. Meanwhile, the obsessed take action so loud the universe has no choice but to respond. Obsession makes you dangerous. Obsession makes you relentless. Obsession makes you untouchable. Think of Kobe Bryant, first in the gym, last to leave. Obsessed with greatness, not interested, not curious, obsessed. That's why he separated himself from every other talented player who relied on skill instead of discipline and obsession. Same with Cristiano Ronaldo. Same with Elon Musk. Same with every titan you admire. You want to know the gap between you and the people dominating the world right now? It's not talent. It's not money. It's not connections. It's obsession. They want it every second of every day. You want it only when it's convenient. You check your phone during work. They check their numbers. You binge Netflix. They binge progress. You rest because it's been a long day. They push because the day isn't over until they say it is. Your success will match your obsession, not your potential. Let me say that again. Your success will always match your obsession, not your dreams, not your hopes, not your goals, your obsession. If you want a 10 times life, you need a 10 times obsession. A watered down, part-time, low effort, halfway obsession will not get you there. You must be obsessed with learning C, earning C ed, discipline, dominating siege, improving, scaling, outworking, T outlasting, T outpacing, T outthinking everyone in your space. Obsession turns work into fuel. Obsession makes you unstoppable. Obsession blinds you to distractions and forces results to show up. People fear obsession because it exposes their laziness. But not you, not anymore. From now on, obsession isn't something you try. It's who you become. You become obsessed with your goals, obsessed with your craft, obsessed with your future, obsessed with the version of yourself that refuses to lose. Because the moment you stop being obsessed is the moment someone obsessed passes you. So here's your new standard: be obsessed, stay obsessed, live obsessed, and watch the world bend to your will. Let me hit you with something that'll flip your entire mindset. Competition is for amateurs.